Fukukata always stayed away from the moonshine. He was an officer. Me? I missed out on a liver since I'm a finger. Good point, good point.
Please be advised, the following presentation is not intended for minors.
Alright, so to the mayor's office again. God, I gotta say, I love being able to just like grind on rails for massive speed boosts. Helps so much with like general travel. You think having the ability to fly would help, which technically it does, but like combined with the ability to grind, it's so much better. And when you're just flying over the city, like this game has some really sick like chill vibes. I say as we're about to get into some trouble right here. All right, Kofern, what's going on? She's being harassed by a dog. All right. Did you really need my help? You could have like nearly done it by yourself. Okay, stake out right here. Pinky, really? Wow, Pinky can actually fit in that locker? Jeez. Poltergeist, this is Janitor Actual. Toki has arrived. Oh my god, Michi is actually getting into it. Solid copy. I'm in position. Good. I can hear everything clearly. I can hear them coming. Going radio silent. You're taking too long, Maeda. Me? You're not showing any results either. I've tried everything I can. The deed is locked down legally. We've exhausted our options. I've decided to become more aggressive. Aggressive? Both of our futures rely on getting these mines. My new family is waiting, if you need to keep out of trouble. What are you planning? I'm going to kill her and take the mines. Turkey! The family will finally die and be forgotten. If she isn't around, we can just take the mines. There'll be no one to contest them. After that, the Nakamura Alliance will agree to everything the Fujiwara Syndicate wants. Once we have the deed, it can be buried and your secrets will be hidden forever. Fujiwara must have a good offer for you. My own subsidiary. None of Shimasu's traditions. Free reign to do things how I want. Will you be based in this town? You must be joking. Fujiwara are welcome to the mines. Someone else can manage those. When are you going to do it? Soon. I have one more thing I want to do to make them suffer. I want to see their spirits completely crushed before I finish her. Coming here was risky, but I needed to see the precious little agency. I need to see what I'm going to destroy. And what about our agreement? It still stands. We need government attention off this town. Good. Can I offer you a drink before you go? Some good stuff was just delivered to my home. Not today. You enjoy it yourself. I will do. Time to celebrate. Mother heckers! Poltergeist, come in. Loud and clear, Janitor Actual. Exfiltrating now. We need to speak to your boss. They're going to kill her for the mines. Let's get back to the agency. We need to call Nui and Yui. Oh, shit's getting dire. I think we might finally be, like, getting close to the end. Holy shit. Why do I always fall for the bad boys? What's the plan? We don't have much time. We need to get everyone here while he's traveling back to Fukuoka. I need to protect my family. Make the call. I'll get some rooms prepared. Why are you calling, Uncle? Where do you think Toki is? Why do you care? Toki is fixing your mistake. He's being a good boy. Where is he? He's meeting with an old family member out of town. We need allies. He's in Kasumachi. He just had a meeting with the mayor. He's planning to kill the boss. Are you sure? Why would Toki be in Kasumachi? Yui, this is Poltergeist. Code phrase. The foxes are keeping me awake at night. Understood. Poltergeist. Yeah, understood, Poltergeist. Nui, get the boss and done. We need to leave. Kill anyone that tries to stop you. Uncle, we don't have a safe house. The other families have taken them all. Come to Kasumachi. We can't. The curse will get done. The curse is a hoax. Don and the boss spread the lie to protect the town. What? Yui, the boss and Don are in danger. We can protect them together at the agency. Understood. We'll be there soon. Thank you, Uncle. Man, I find it hilarious that Pinky just has, like, code phrases for Nui and Yui. What was all that about? When the girls told me about insurance scams and leading insurgencies, they gave me my code name and code phrase for emergencies. Thank you for your help. We need to wait for them here. Sometime later. Welcome to the promised Mascot Agency, boss. Thank you, Michi. I'm sorry for the trouble we're causing you. No need to apologize, boss. I'm just glad you're safe. Thank you, girls. Thank you for acting in the boss's best interests, Uncle. We're glad our code phrase came in handy, Pinky. Oh my god, girls, it was awesome! I'm really glad you taught me how to break into government-owned buildings. You did good, kid. Sorry about before. Yeah, I kinda expected that's how Pinky would feel about this. I know you hate me, but thank you. Whatever, Dad. Please, make yourselves at home. Uncle, no one knows that we're here except you and Toki. We can assume that he isn't speaking to the Nakamura Alliance because he caused all of this. We're in your care now. You can stop sending money to us. Oh, thank God. If the Nakamura Alliance find us here and come to take Mother's head, we will make our last stand. Thank you for everything that you have done for us and all the money you've sent. You never need to thank me, boss. We're ready to talk when you are. We owe you an explanation, but I know you have work to attend to. We'll be waiting here for you. Nah, screw that. We'll do this now. Boss, Shimazu's ready to explain what's going on. BT Dubs, you noticed that the Higanbana flowers are blooming early this year. Oh, those are those red flowers that, like, anime uses to symbolize death? Like, I saw it as, like, the camera scrolled by. It's like, is that doing what I think it's doing? They bloom wherever Matriarch Shimazu goes. She's been touched by death and lived in mourning ever since. That's cool as hell! I get the feeling that this is going to be a long talk, so make sure you got some time to spare. Oh boy. Let me, like, drink first so, like, I don't dry out my throat before I do all this, reading. Ask what you want, Michizane. We owe you some explanations. Thank you, boss. We've managed to uncover a number of parts of this mystery, but there are still things we don't know. Like the Shimazu mining operation. Can I ask why our family was running a mine? Our original patriarch, my father-in-law, purchased the mines from the mayor. The town was bankrupt, and the mayor needed a large amount of money quickly. The Shimazu family ran the mines as a workers' cooperative. Young men in the town would work in the mines and become family members, eventually getting promoted out. Old Patriarch Shimazu oversaw the operation while young Patriarch Shimazu handled the details. Don recruited the workers and I made sure they were paid, fed, and treated well. Why did we need a mining operation? My father-in-law used to be a mine worker in another town. Like all mine workers, he was treated badly and suffered at the hands of union busters. When the mine he worked at closed, he fell into the Yakuza. He rose through the ranks quickly, married and raised his son, my late husband. After he formed the Shimazu family, the opportunity to buy this mine came up and he took it. He was an idealist and wanted to run it properly, treating workers fairly and paying well. It was going well, but we should have hired experienced foremen. The young workers didn't know what they were doing and the disaster happened. So the mayor sold the mines to Yakuza because he was desperate? The town was bankrupt and he needed money quickly. We made him the best offer. Leasing it would have made more money over time, but he needed a lump sum quickly to cover up his mistakes. He never should have sold them, and he certainly shouldn't have sold them to a crime family. That's the heart of all this. A crime family owning government land where a disaster occurred. So this is why it's a forbidden topic. If the truth came out, the government would destroy us, our family would be picked apart, and we'd be imprisoned. We deserve to be punished for what happened, but that would help no one. I couldn't let my dream die of peace between the Fukuoka families. Too many people are depending on us to make things stable. Everything that happened with the mines would tear the family apart if it came to light. I had to erase history as much as possible. I'm truly sorry, Michizane. I never thought that you'd become embroiled in our history with the mines. I knew it was a possibility, but I was out of options. You're too tenacious when it comes to cleaning up my problems. I share the same flaw as my late husband and his father, optimism. Alright, the disaster. The disaster was caused by a typhoon hitting and trapping workers in a badly secured tunnel. They were trying to get as much as they could out of a new tunnel, if I understand it correctly. Sadly, yes, a once-in-a-generation typhoon hit this area. The workers had just discovered a new rich seam of coal. The Patriarch promised them a bonus if they could get a lot ready for the next shipment out. That was before the typhoon was on the horizon. As soon as we knew it was coming, we told them to abandon the mine until the typhoon had blown over. Sadly, machismo ran rampant in the workers, of course. The promise of a bonus was too much and a lot of the workers stayed in the mines. When the typhoon hit, the mines flooded. We tried to get the workers out, but they'd been too hasty with the supports in the new tunnel. The supports collapsed and they were trapped. They drowned in the flood while we tried to get them. We wept for them, but there was nothing we could do. After that, the townspeople wanted us out. They blamed us for inflicting the Kasamachi curse on them. It was a dummy investigation, but we paid the police and their superiors off. The Shimazu family had a secret to hide, and so did the mayor. He shouldn't have sold the town's land to criminals. Alright, the cover-up. An investigation was opened, but the Shimazu family funded the mayor's attempts to bribe the investigators, correct? He knew how to make the investigators go away, but he needed money. So the Shimazu family gave him the money to buy hotel trips, meals, and call girls for the investigation company? Not just the investigation company, but the oversight committee as well. Everybody got paid off and the investigation concluded it was a freak accident. We had good intentions, but those aren't the same as proper safety procedures. What we did amounted to gross negligence. Were we to be held responsible, the family would have been destroyed. You know some very specific things. How'd you find all this? I broke into the mayor's mansion and stole all of his paperwork. Nice work, Pinky. Alright, how about this curse? You spoke to your friend, Mr. Kanako. Did you know? Did you now? I'm sorry to say that all it took was 97,000 yen bottle of sake to get him to talk. That son of a... What did he tell you? That he wrote an article about the curse with information that you fed him. He knew it wasn't true, but still did it and helped you perpetuate the Kasamachi curse. After the mine disaster, people in this town started believing there was a curse. That we'd angered the mountain spirits with our digging. A Tanuki statue appeared on the same night and people got really spooked. When the men that weren't in the disaster started dying off not long after, people believed it was the curse. We needed to keep people away from this town, so I made sure to spread the curse as much as I could. This is a weird town. You know that it used to be 2 villages and one was a bunch of savages that had an evil cult? I don't know if the mountain spirits exist or not, but the other people believe in them, and that was enough for us. Telling people that the town kills Yakuza men has kept it safe until now. Toki's sculpted butt has been coming to town without a concern for the curse. He's asked us to meet him at the edge of town, but then he secretly met the mayor at his mansion in Town Hall. The mayor knows the curse is fake. He helped spread the lie back in the 90s. That's probably how he found out about you as well. We joined the Nakamura Alliance after we left Kasumachi. The chairman knows we were involved with the mines, but doesn't know the curse is a hoax. So we can tell everyone that the curse is nothing but lies? No, we still need to keep Yakuza away from this town. The people here don't deserve our kind coming and making their lives worse. Throat's getting dry. Oh, fucking hell. Every time I do one of these, another one pops up. We know about the moonshine. They started making that swill by themselves. We didn't know about it. That was all on them. They had already poisoned themselves before we could tell them it was a bad idea. They were paid well, but they got it into their heads that if they could brew their own booze, they'd be even better off. Did you stop them? We tried, but you know how people are. They didn't obey the rules like they should have. Young Yakuza are all hotheads that think they know better. They ran their little operation in the tunnels and used runoff water. They wanted to keep it a secret. The water was contaminated with all sorts of crap from the mining. When you get into the lower levels of the coal, there's some bad stuff. So they were all drinking every night, and that only got worse after the disaster. Everyone wanted to drown their sorrows. It ain't a quick death, but it gets worse as time goes on. All of them poor souls died from liver failure caused by the moonshine. Don and Fukukata both survived because she didn't drink the moonshine, correct? Fukukata always stayed away from the moonshine. He was an officer. Me? I missed out on a liver since I'm a finger. Good point, good point. We would party with the workers, but I have a taste for whiskey and the moonshine smelled foul. And you kept the lie going, saying that it comes for everyone eventually? People believe what they want to believe. Our patriarchs didn't die from the curse, did they? Is it true that our founder had a heart condition? Yes, he had a genetic heart condition that he struggled with. He devoted himself to his project, and when the disaster happened, he was consumed by despair. It broke his heart, and it was too much for him. He was a heavy drinker, and that made it worse. The men in the Shimazu family all suffer from heart problems. His despair and drinking triggered a fatal heart attack. Tsuyoshi took over after his father died, and we ran the family together. He died of a heart attack 2 years later. Fuck. We spread the lie that both of them died from the curse, and everyone believed it. We had to keep other families away from this town. The mines are valuable, and our mistake would cause us too much damage if it became public. We had to use their deaths to help hide our secret and protect the family. Damn shame they both went out that way. They were too young, they were both wonderful leaders. After all they did for everyone, and then their hearts finished them. Yes, it was an unbearable heartache. I still miss Tsuyoshi every day. I hope he can forgive me for how he used his passing. I know he did. They were both family men who'd do anything to protect us all. Alright, keeping people away. We haven't worked out why you need to keep people away. So what's so important here? Yeah, why not sell? You guys are about to be wiped out, right? The Shimasu family won't go down so easily. We're protecting the mines for us and for you, Pinky. You don't know this, but the Shimazu family have made a promise to you. To me? Your father had given his life to the family. He worked too hard and never gave enough time for you or your mother. I know you think he abandoned you here, but it was to protect you. He didn't want you involved in this life. You were his angel, and this life is too dangerous. If someone wanted to get to him, they'd get to you first. My husband and I promised this agency and the mines to you. Oh, Pinky's going to be the one that owns the mines. You would have a business and land to sell, a chance to live a peaceful life. What? That's the truth. I made a lot of mistakes with you, Pinky. You deserved a better father. I did what I could, but it wasn't enough. It isn't anything near what I owe you, but the bosses wanted to make it right as much as they could. I thought you were just a deadbeat dad who ran away from his obligations. It broke my heart, but it was better you think that. I didn't want you to close the distance between us and get involved in this life. I don't regret being an outlaw as it was my only choice, but you're too good for that. Always were. You got your mother's nice side. We'll talk about it later. Have a heart-to-heart. Hang on, I'm 30 goddamn 4, and I've been mopping horrifying fluids up in this love hotel until you needed Michi to come here. When were you planning on letting me have this cash cow and giving me a chance to enjoy living? We needed to complete the exchange with the Horror Federation to buy our safety. They cannot give the mines to you until the janitor has cleaned them. Me? They need to be cleaned. For that to happen, we need to be free from the predations of the Fujiwara. I'm sorry. I need you to trust me. We'll make it up to you. God, that's one hell of a fucking law dump. Jesus. Well, at least we know that Don Key isn't a fucking arsehole like we always assumed he was. The Tanuki statue suddenly appearing was a good coincidence. The spirits in this town work in mysterious ways. The first patriarch wanted it built as a gift to the town, correct? He was really proud of this town. When he brought the mine, this town was bankrupt and there was no work. The mine helped the town rebuild. It was tough work, but everyone worked together. Humans and mascots worked and partied together. There was a mascot in town called Kokemaru that liked making things. Big Koke works for us. Really? I had no idea what happened to him after we left town. It was good with the clay that we pulled out of the mines. The patriarch asked him to make the statue as a surprise. He felt that the town had been blessed with good fortune and wanted a tanuki at the entrance to town to keep bringing in that good fortune. Kokemaru had been building it up in the hills, but the typhoon caused a landslide and it slid down into the lake. People got the shapeshifter myth into their head and started talking like the tanuki was guarding the town from Yakuza. I didn't tell them otherwise. Alright, the mayor. The mayor has been going crazy trying to get control of the mines. Do you have any idea why? The mayor contacted me a year or so ago. He was ranting about the mine deed. He said we had them illegally and the mines belonged to the town. The purchase was conducted legally by my father-in-law. They were passed down to his son, who left them to me. I legally own them. I suspect he needs a lot of money quickly and wanted to sell the mines. I had no idea who would want to buy them, though. The land is difficult to build on. Coal is imported now, and there are a lot of dead bodies down there. He wouldn't sell to anyone legitimate. Why does the Fujiwara Syndicate want the mines? Drug smuggling. We used to use them for contraband. They're perfectly positioned in the coast close to Korea. The mayor will turn a blind eye to boats ferrying drugs into the tunnels. The coastline is riddled with mines and tunnels dug during the war. It wouldn't be hard to start connecting them to create a network that can process and disperse the drugs to different towns. Our alliance with the Horror Federation in Tokyo would have made our territory impenetrable, shutting the Fujiwara syndicate out of Kyushu for good. So they sabotaged our deal with the Horror Federation to force you into selling the mines? I presume so. The interesting part is that the only person who knows that I own the mines is the mayor. Fujiwara must have some leverage on the mayor, and he's being forced to get the mines for them. They may be monsters, but they know just marching in and taking over will attract too much attention to the covert drug operation. If there are truly no other options, we could sell them. I don't understand why the mayor would want to sell the mines to Fujiwara. He'd have more to gain by holding onto them and getting repeated payments from Fujiwara. I suspect he's got himself into a lot of trouble and needs a lot of money quickly. What, again? Surprise, surprise. He's a fool if he thinks Fujiwara are going to just give him all that money and that will be the end of it. He's chosen a poor path. Think this is related to the Kyushu Rejuvenation Fund? What's that? A fund that was given to struggling towns. Kasumachi received it 2 years ago, but it wasn't spent until now. Maybe the Fujiwara have provided him with the money after he lost it. We have an associate in the town hall who is helping us investigate the connection. We should wait for him before we speculate. Sounds like a good bet, though. Alright, Turkey! Turkey betrayed us. I'm sorry I didn't catch it. I knew something was up with him. You were too close to him and didn't see it. I've done this for long enough to see when someone's been turned. He was whining on and on about the future of the family, doing things differently and getting his own subsidiary. Then it just stopped. I figured he'd been turned. I didn't know if it was cops or another family that got to him. Now we know it was the Fujiwara. It must have offered him something big, or he must think very poorly of us. If you suspected something wasn't right, why did you let him be a part of the exchange? I didn't have anything concrete, just suspicions. If it was the police, we'd have enough contacts to know if he'd knocked on the deal happening. If it was another family, I assumed it was someone in the Nakamura Alliance who'd still want the deal to go ahead. He's ambitious. The other families like the look of him. If it was them, then it'd be simple poaching, not a total betrayal. I was naive and didn't think the crap stains in Fujiwara had gotten to him. What are we going to do about him? We don't know where he is. We left quickly and made sure he didn't know. Our surveillance at the HQ is still operational. We can see that that he returned to find us gone, but after that he left and hasn't returned. So we've got a loose cannon with perfect thighs and a lot to lose running around out there. Pinky, not now. He's dangerous. We're here now, Uncle. He can try what he wants, but he'll end up in pieces. I'd rather avoid that. He's a traitor, but he's still family. We're gonna need to deal with him. He's made his choices. So long as we prevent him from doing anything that hurts us, the world will deliver his fate. Besides, he's got the Fujiwara in his case. They'll cut him into pieces for us. What if I commanded Michizane? Then it will happen, boss. Alright, last one, hopefully, unless this brings out a whole bunch more. Secrets in the mines! What else is in the mines? For all this cover-up, there must be other things you want to keep secret. Our ties to the disaster are enough. We want the mines forgotten so our mistakes can't come back to haunt us. Forgive me, boss, but I know there is more. Can you tell me about Meiko? What about her? She knows a secret about the mines that she refuses to tell me. She made a promise to your father-in-law to keep it a secret. You certainly have been digging through this town. That is her story to tell, not mine. I too took an oath to not divulge this secret, but I think you need to know about it. Can you take us to see her after this discussion? Yes. Alright, so that's where we're going next. Is that everything? I believe so. I apologize for keeping this from you, but we didn't know what was happening. We were in the middle of a crisis. I understand. Boss, you'll need to stay here. There are people we can trust in this town. We've got our own gang of thugs, a man on the inside, we've got an army of mascots. What else do we need? Thank you, Michi. You've certainly made a good new family here. I was lost when I arrived here, but they've all accepted me for who I am. No matter what happens, I'm very proud of you, Michi. Thank you, boss. I always try to remember how you raised me. Please make yourself at home. We'll figure out our next steps soon. Aren't you forgetting something, boss? What? We need heroes. This is not the time. Get that broom out your ass. What are you talking about? We need mascot support heroes. When a mascot gets in trouble, heroes help them out. Pinky. Would you two be heroes? I'm not sure that would be appropriate. Please, Matriarch Shamazu. Oh, God. Oh, so cute. Of course. How could I have been so callous? We would love to. God, what is that portrait of her? I don't like that. It's very inappropriate for Twitch and YouTube. Anything we can do to help, kiddo? Fantastic. You don't need to do this. But Pinky is so cute and needs our help. Good grief. Pinky, we should phone Mr. Sato. Hello, Mr. Michizane. Mr. Sato, we have some answers to some of our questions. My boss, Matriarch Shamazu, has come to town and filled in some gaps of the mystery. I see. Thank you for sharing that information with me. I shall continue to investigate the connection between the mayor and the Fujiwara Syndicate. I shall be in touch as soon as we learn anything. Thank you. We'll do the same. Hey, Matriarch Shamazu card. Don Key, who's a free play and a draw 1. Alright, free play with Nui. And a draw 1 with Yui. God, that took like, what, half hour? Oh, my throat is so fucking dry.